We broke up, y'all. We broke up. We almost didn't make it.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's been forever.
It's been a minute.
I don't think we've done a video in
a year.
At least a year.
At least a year.
Super excited because we definitely have some new news.
So we coming back with a bang, y'all. Guess what? Maybe they can already see it. Go ahead and show them. Go ahead and show them.
Y'all, well, let's fix it real quick. Y'all.
What? We got engaged.
We are engaged.
Yes.
Like getting married. Like we made it. Like
we made it.
We didn't think. Did you think? I didn't think.
You didn't think we was gonna make it? Dang.
I did think.
Tell the real then.
I definitely had hope that we would make it because I wouldn't have been here. But those who know, the OGs.
The OGs know. We've been through it. We've been through it.
Y'all know we've been through it. We've been through some trying times.
Yep.
But the reality of the situation is we were young and we went through growth, and the people that know us in real life and the people that know us online community that have been supporting us, we appreciate y'all because y'all have gone on the ride with us. It's been 8.5 long years.
8.5 years of relationship. And how long for you two though? It was like 2019 or 2020.
Yeah.
One that
2020 I would say is when I like really kind of jumped into YouTube and then like introduced Justice. And yeah, so y'all have been knowing us for some years now.
6 years now. Yeah. So we appreciate the support. We have a lot to catch y'all up on. How do we even get to the point of marriage? We broke up, y'all. We broke up. We almost didn't make it. And even getting back together, we almost didn't make it. So we want to catch y'all up. Talk about what we've been up to. If this background probably looks familiar because we do still live in Los Angeles, still live in our apartment. But we're gonna catch you up on what does the next few months look like in our journey and what we've been up to, right? Cool. So let's get jump back into it, baby. What you been up to?
What have I been up to?
What you been up to?
Okay, so I am extremely grateful for the position that I'm in life now. I'm working for an amazing company. I work with children, juveniles, and things of that sort. And I have I have a lot of purpose behind my work. I feel everything that I do. And, you know, that goes a long way. I'm extremely valuable in the space that I'm in, and I'm learning so much. So that's extremely rewarding.
We're both in our 30s now, too.
We're both in our 30s. I'm 2 years into them 30s.
I'm 1 year in, but that was new. I guess that's kind of new.
That is new.
Yeah, so
that is new.
You like your job. What else have you been up to just outside lately? What does outside look like for
networking?
I know, but tell them.
Networking. You know, I'm a little more of I'm an introvert. More of an introvert, but I do have some form of extrovert in me. So I've been building friendships. Shout out to my new friends, you know, physical friends and virtual friends.
And you might see them pop in here.
Yeah, absolutely. My community has grown. Being in church, whether that be online.
Mostly online.
Mostly online because we still are struggling to find a church home. We just left church and we experienced a new church in LA, and that was interesting. It was a nice experience, but you know, we're still looking at our virtual church.
Yeah, and just kind of dive deep, because that might come up because everybody talks about the spiritual community out in LA is how it's hard to find a church that feels like home, that doesn't feel performative, that feels like real Bible is being taught. And as lesbian women, it's already difficult to find a church that would be inclusive and not harmful to our community and our identity. So but we checked out a couple churches. We were going to the same church for a couple of years, but yeah, we're on that new journey of looking for something deeper. So anyway, so what else? Okay, so you've been outside, you've been at church.
Other things, brand ambassador work. I've been doing a lot of that, which is super cool. So I've worked like the Mamba Invitational, which was super cool. I've worked with a lot of amazing brands. I'll be working with another amazing brand. I won't put that out there until it's done, because you know, for safety reasons.
I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, that's gonna be super fun. So it's been amazing. I have been reaping what I've sown, you know, and so yeah, it feels really good. But what about you? What's new in your life? Yeah.
Okay.
And what do you do for the people? I feel like y'all know what she does, but what else?
So I'm a brand manager for a big CPG company. I run one of our businesses / brands, marketing by title, technically brand manager by title. It's in marketing, but I'm basically a mini CEO within the company. I love what I do. I've been at the same company though, just in a different role. So I'm excited for that. But also, you know me, so we always got something on the side going crazy. If it's not YouTube, it's something else. So I did start my own business since we talked to you guys. It's a growth equity marketing firm. Really, it's just helping creators and talents and minority small businesses grow and scale, figure out their business model, and figure out the streams of revenue. So we've been having fun with that. Absolutely. One of them, shout out to Wave Pool. Actually, we'll put a link in the description.
Go check out Wave Pool.
We do a live tape DJ sets in Los Angeles. We put them online to vibe out. Incredible DJs working with the homie Shaq, who's the CEO. So we'll talk about more. We'll get into that. Absolutely. You'll be on that journey with us.
You can get some behind the scenes because I'm over like the community, and I also post to our TikTok, and I'm also over the drinks and the vibes. So
if you're in LA, definitely tap in. You can meet us in person.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
and if you're a DJ, shout out because you know you might be able to be a part of the journey.
Yeah. So that's really cool. That's been fun for both of us. Just being out there, meeting more people in our community. But yeah. So and I just run the business. I'm one of the co-founders, working with the CEO Shaq. So so been doing that, and also one thing that's interesting. You may not know. I am a poet. I used to perform all the time, every year. I took the last year as a really reset the focus on my business and really helping Wave Pool grow. So that's been fun. But poetry, I still post content online and getting back to performing in 2026. So you'll be a part of that journey. And then the last business I help is Southern Moms, my sister's nanny business back in Kansas City, growing that. She's been doing incredible work there. So and Tay's been a part of the process with my business, defining narrative, and just helping our clients and then our creator friends who just need connections in more ways to make money. So that's what we've been up to from a business standpoint. What we've been out here
doing. It's been a lot.
But anyways, I would say, babe, like, I think one of the biggest reasons why you might have even been hesitant to be consistent around YouTube is because we were going through so much in our relationship, and it was so unhealthy, and it became like a pain point to try to be in alignment, to talk about things and be on the same page. So like, what can we talk about, just like what we've felt like in those moments, or what that looked like for us?
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you're really willing to be an open book, we're not those people that can just come on a camera and just fake it. We can't fake it, right? And so that's never been the narrative of our relationship or the way we go through life. We choose to be extremely honest with everything, right? And this one can't let anything go. So she's gonna address something. So, you know, and this is a sincerest apology from me, because this is my main channel. If I ever came on to the camera and you were able to detect anything other than the truth, if I was putting on a smile and you could feel deep down inside that I was sad or anything, it didn't even have to be about our relationship. You can feel that. I know that I see some people come on YouTube and you could tell that they just got into an argument, or you could tell they're just not doing good, and they're not truthful about that. They're just putting out their content. That's not what you're gonna get here. So again, now we're healthy, we're able to, and so that used to prevent me. That
there's
used
no
to
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No.
I said there's no major arguments. Like, we need to be like getting into it now. Even if it's small, like, I don't even know, like, to your point about, like, I was like, she was trying to check me on, not check me, but I felt like she was trying to check me on, the camera just turned off, but I forgot about idle time.
This was like 5 minutes ago, y'all.
And she was like, I said, baby, what happened? The camera just turned off. She goes, well, it's an on button. And I'm like, all right, that was crazy, because I know it's an on button, but you know, you were moving, and so you didn't mean it like that. And I'm like, I had to ask you, baby, what was that? And you're like,
I'm also a Sagittarius, so sometimes my tone, and I'm from New York, y'all know. So sometimes my tone doesn't, that is no excuse, but sometimes my tone doesn't always come off the best. And so it's also about those moments of noticing, you know, so I apologize.
No, it's cool. We didn't let it take over. We didn't argue. I was like, all right, man, dang, like, you think I don't know where the on button is? That's cool. Like, that's crazy, but thank you. I got you. The idle time, I forgot about that. But I think that's an example, and even being honest, I think I cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. It's just about being honest about where you're at. Being honest about where you're at. And like, you guys watching us, y'all want that. Y'all want to see what you're going through. You don't want to see the couples that always are seemingly so happy. Yes, that's beautiful, but that's not real. But just going back to your main point, that would prevent me. Also, the season that I was in, was a very stressful season. I've had health scares that I'll go into.
Oh man, we gotta talk about that. Yeah.
And you know, if you've been here for a long time,
crazy.
you know that my health hasn't always been the best, but I have had recent health scares. So it just felt like things after things. Then I got laid off, and it was just like a lot of difficult things that just played their part. And it wasn't necessarily a good part, but it allowed me to have a spirit of procrastination that I've never experienced in my life. And it was very hard to get out of it. So just to have the realization that, hey, you are 32, you are engaged, you are happy, you are blessed, let the world know.
Another thing I was going to say too, babe, well, I have a question. I don't remember, because have you shared with them? And I'm not saying do it now, but have you shared with them your health challenges in the past? Okay. Yeah, so that was really scary, but I think that like it taught us something about our relationship. And you mentioned like we're not always happy. Well, no one is. Happiness is fleeting, but I feel like that internal joy within ourselves first and foremost, which we'll probably talk about that journey of individual self-care, and then it's a collective self-care and internal joy, and that's what matters most. And so that's what I feel like has helped us not be toxic and not argue as much and things like that. So I appreciate your honesty and your vulnerability, and I see you, baby, and I believe in this season for the both of us. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about how we got here. We did mention in the beginning that we almost didn't get here. And if you're new to the channel, you're a new follower or a new friend of ours that haven't checked out our story or haven't heard it, go back to the old videos. We'll probably post some links in this description around like who we are, and some of our kind of story around my infidelity, if I'm honest, and some other things I don't even think we've talked about. Kind of you're in this season of awareness, what the I don't know, the bad and the good on both sides that we've had in our relationship. But I do think that there was a turning point for me that I want us to unpack it truly was a turning point where we almost didn't make it through. And we can, if you don't mind, should we just tell them how we almost didn't make it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You want to take it away?
Sorry. Okay. And I'll open it up and I'll hand it to you whenever you want to, or you just jump in. So what was it? 2023, 2024. What's the year? 2024. Beginning of 2024. Beginning of 2024. You don't know where I'm going with it, do you?
No.
Yeah, I had a friend out here. Well, I'm an extrovert. I am definitely like 80 to 90% extrovert. Big community builder, always have, and even being I think that people person energy that I have opened doors for infidelity in the past. And so in this new season, I've been very faithful to my relationship as we had gotten back together. What I did not understand is, as a woman who loves a woman romantically and also have women friendships and love women just as people platonically, I didn't understand boundaries and how to set and uphold boundaries in the friendship. I would say I like this friendship so much that even if they are a little bit pushing the boundaries or disrespectful, I brush it off. I might even got entertained or ego stroke out of it as I was still breaking the chain of infidelity, I would say. And so there was a turning point with a new friendship out here, and we were hanging out quite a bit. All of us were. They were getting close, but we got closer just through church spaces. Sometimes I would go and Tay would be didn't gonna go because she didn't like the church. Good church at the time. Good discernment.
I have amazing discernment.
We didn't like the church, and we ended up like it started to reveal itself, and it's not bad. It's just a church that wasn't for us. But all of our friends went there, including this friend, and so she and I built a close relationship and a friendship, and I actually truly loved that friendship. Didn't love what was birthed out of it and disrespecting boundaries. And I think, to make a long story short, and you can ask if you want more detailed in another video, but to make a long story short, it was a friendship where it was a friendship where Morgan would call out as a red flag, like, hey, I think she kind of feeling you, Justice, just be careful. I think she likes you. She's acting weird, all these things, because she would say comments and be playful and flirtatious, but mask it under, I do this with everybody, all my friends. And she would even
I actually think you should save the details, because I think this should be another video. Okay. I don't think there's a lot of content regarding how y'all should navigate friendships, how y'all should navigate marriage, how y'all should navigate boundaries, how y'all should navigate everything, you know? So I think you should save
that detail. Well, I would just say that, like, that moment and having to put boundaries there, but even allowing certain things to happen where I didn't uphold boundaries almost made Taylor leave again. And it was my wake-up call to lock in and be like, I'm not willing to lose you. And even that time spiritually, I was locking in, just growing and developing discipline for myself. And it just one day like clicked, and I let go of that friendship, and I feel like ever since then I understood the assignment, and we just been good. Like, there's no trust issues, and even if there's like triggers, because we have past trauma that we're still healing from, we're able to navigate it on the spot. Like, you know what I mean? And so I just think that was a big turning point in our relationship, because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna lock in. I'm gonna stay in the house. That's what I did. I stayed in the house. That's how I even got the revelation of that new business. You know, the idea, and wave pool started building the foundation of just being a thought, and us planning it out. And I stayed in the house. I kind of removed myself from certain spaces until I got to the point of being confident in my discipline around boundaries, and we were able to bond in the process in a more deep, intimate, loving way. And I feel like that's just like when I knew, like, we're ready. We're ready.
That's dope.
Okay, so that was my moment that I feel like was a turning point where we almost broke up, but it was like a revelation of we're going to stay together, and we're going to choose each other and choose love. But is there another one that for you that was like, this was almost my turning point and breaking point, but this is how we got here?
No, I think that was a turning point and a breaking point. And like I said, we'll get more into detail on the boundaries and things of that sort. We could even tell you that story, because I don't feel like that story has ever been heard. But
from my end, no.
Yeah, from your end.
From somebody else's end, maybe not that, but whatever.
Okay. You know, to each his own. But I do think that spoke to my feelings as well. I have an extreme sense of discernment, and in that space, in that space and time, for her to make that transformative change, that's the first time I've ever seen her really be about it. Like, she was always about me, but like, you know, we were young and we were able to make those mistakes, and we were able to have that time, and you were so young in your sexuality, being open with your sexuality, and like just public rather, you know, like everybody knew just as she wears it, you know? And so you're wearing it on your sleeve. I can step outside and people just see a woman, you know, you are a woman, a masculine woman at that. So I can only imagine your journey, right? And our journey together has just been extremely beautiful. But that moment specifically that she's speaking to was the moment that was like, oh, wait a minute, okay, she's serious, you know, like you serious. And then a few years later, obviously, you know, now we're engaged.
And I think, you know, I talked about that turning point helping me go into discipline. But why I still choose Taylor, why I still choose Morgan as that person that I am going to be fully committed and all in on, is because I also saw her growth. You know, because I think, and I want us to go in a different video, talk about like, why'd you stay through it all? Because some people might look at that and I'm like, I would never tell my daughter to stay. We probably would never tell our future daughter to stay. So what does that look like and why? And I think the misconception is that Taylor, or that Morgan, I think the misconception is that Morgan...
Y'all know my name is Taylor, but my channel's name is Morgan Blue Justice. Cannot get away from calling me Taylor.
Well, to people, but Morgan's her middle name.
Morgan is my middle name. My name is Taylor Morgan, okay?
I think the misconception is that Tay didn't have her own backbone, her own individuality, and all those things. And I'm like, that's not true. And I actually see more of her pour into herself and be selfish around her process and journey, and like practice self-care and find her identity, whether it was with work or in her building new friendships outside of our relationship. We've also seen that happen like never before in the last year and some change, the last 2 years. So that's why I was like, this is my person, because we've grown at the same pace to get here. Bring it up, maybe, to get her. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. That is a beautiful statement, because I do think that oftentimes, you know, like a lot of my content has focused on well, not all of my content, but my couple content has focused on like what Justice is doing and what she's not doing and all of this stuff. But the reality of the situation is, what was I not doing, and why was I not loving myself, and why was I not doing certain things? And I don't think a lot of people that are in my personal life realize the amount of work that I put into me becoming who I am today. I think that is extremely important because you do remind me like, wait a minute, I've really had a lot of growth, and you have to want to see that. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that because they don't want to see it. You don't want to come into my own space and see what I've done. And I'm doing so many different things for my own self that she's not even aware. Yeah. You know, so like, I can only imagine what other people aren't aware of. And so then they speak to, okay, well then, so why? You know, and I understand where that comes from.
For sure. It's concern. It's concern.
Exactly. It's concern.
Yeah, but we made it, and we've been getting a lot of love. And so
we absolutely have. Yeah.
We're excited to continue to take you on this journey with us. Absolutely. We'll pour into what does growth look like for Taylor? What does growth look like for me? What was that almost breaking point? And then you kind of already heard the turning point, but we'll talk more about the turning point. We'll talk about what it's like with our families in this season, of some being affirming and supportive, some still being a little hesitant and apprehensive, but we'll talk about it all. It'll get spicy. Ask spicy Q&A or have spicy Q&A, talk about unconventional topics.
And that was a perfect segue into like what our next video is about. That concern, baby. That concern. Stay tuned for our next videos. We are super excited and super grateful for you watching if you've made it to this point. Super excited.
I'm super excited. And any questions you might have about things that we talked about, let us know so we can address those. Later.